There's something grim about knowing you've got 3 more of these to get down before you can go to bed. But what if I told you that probably the most important supplement you can take for health and longevity? Sup guys, today we're diving into fish oil and omega-3s to see why they might just be the supplement GOAT. Fish oil contains the essential fatty acids EPA and DHA, which stands for eicosapetonic acid and docosahexaenoic.
That you could.
I don't know how to say those, but all I will say is thank the Lord for abbreviations. But anyway, they're essential, and that means your body can't make them by itself, and you need to get them externally from either your diet or supplementation. They're found in a lot of fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. But if you're anything like me, I'm not the biggest fan of seafood, so I choose to just supplement it. And really, I would recommend that for most people, unless you are eating fish every day. These are the caps that you'll typically see. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up, but anyway, let's be honest. Nobody's taking these things for the taste. So why are they doing it? And what's the hype all about? Well, omega-3s actually have some great health benefits. They help fight inflammation and they support heart health by lowering triglycerides. Let's break down each of those benefits in more detail. First up, heart health. One of the biggest proven benefits of fish oil is its ability to reliably lower blood triglycerides, which are a type of fat in your blood that, when elevated, increase your risk of heart disease. They're basically fat floating around in your bloodstream, and they're how your body transports and stores energy, which is totally normal until you have too many, and that's when problems arise. This chart is from a large meta-analysis combining the results of 86 clinical studies. The horizontal axis shows the daily amount of omega-3s in grams, that's EPA plus DHA. And the vertical axis shows how much triglyceride levels changed as a result. The solid line is the average across all the studies, and the dashed lines show the 95% confidence interval, meaning the true effect is expected to fall somewhere within that range. You'll notice that even 1 to 2 grams per day lead to a meaningful drop in triglycerides. And as the dose increases towards 3 to 4 grams a day, triglycerides can drop by 30 to 50 milligrams per deciliter. That's a pretty significant improvement. And just for reference, the healthy amount for an adult is below 150 milligrams per deciliter, and anywhere above 200 milligrams per deciliter would be considered high. So in other words, the more omega-3s you take, the lower your triglycerides go. And this is one of the most consistently proven benefits of fish oil supplementation. So how does fish oil actually lower triglycerides? First, omega-3 helps your liver produce fewer VLDL, or very low density lipoproteins, which are very triglyceride rich. They do this by turning off the fat making genes and making your liver burn more fat. Secondly, they help your body clear more of the triglycerides already circulating. And they do that by boosting the enzyme lipoprotein lipase and shrinking down the triglyceride-rich lipoproteins so they're removed faster. And finally, because they reduce inflammation and improve liver function, the overall environment for fat metabolism improves. So in short, they lower the input of triglycerides and allow for faster removal of existing triglycerides. We talk a lot about PEDs on this channel and the ways that you can use them while being as safe as possible. And fish oil it's without a doubt one of the easy low-hanging fruit in terms of supplementation that you can take to actively counter some of the dyslipidemia that's brought about from PED usage. And I would say guys on TRT should be aiming for about 2 grams a day. And if you're on a cycle into super physiological ranges, I would be doubling that to 4 grams a day. All right, next up is the anti-inflammatory benefits of omega-3s. EPA and DHA get incorporated into cell membranes, which displaces some of the omega-6 fat called arachidonic acid. And because there's less of this in the membrane, when your body triggers an inflammatory response, it ends up producing fewer of the highly pro-inflammatory molecules derived from arachidonic acid and more of the milder and inflammation resolving ones that are derived from omega-3. But that's not all. EPA and DHA help your body produce what's known as resolvins and protectins, which help clear out existing inflammation, and bring your body back to normal. But that's not all either. There's also certain pro-inflammatory genes which omega-3 helps reduce the expression of, overall reducing inflammation even more. But why is that actually important though? Well, chronic inflammation can be the cause of joint stiffness and joint pain as we age, and eventually that can lead to conditions like rheumatoid arthritis. And some studies even show that omega-3s can help prevent that. Also, as inflammation drops, endothelial cell health improves. These are the cells which line your blood vessels, and chronic inflammation of the endothelium could lead to a faster onset of heart disease. All right, some final tips on fish oil. I would recommend the capsules over the liquid any day. I swear I've got like childhood PTSD from my mum making me have spoonfuls of the fish oil liquid, and it's just the most grim thing ever. So get the capsules. Also, if you can, space them out. I like to have one with every meal, and if you're eating 4 or 5 times a day, that's going to hit your daily target. And that's important to take them with meals as well, because they make your breath absolutely stink. And every time you burp, you kind of taste it in your mouth, which is just so grim. So I find if you have them after a meal, it reduces that significantly. Other than that, though, there's no real negatives to taking it. It's very affordable stuff. I got this bottle from Amazon. It was about £25, and there's 240 caps in there. So if I'm taking 4 a day, that's going to last me 6 months. So it's definitely a good health investment, particularly if you're using PEDs, and it's just going to help offset some of that damage. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this helps, and I would really appreciate it if you like this video and leave a comment. It does help me out and helps the channel grow. For coaching, consultations, and sourcing, check out my blog, enhancedplayer.com. See you next time.